You may have heard of them, but not as much as they deserve. The Nintendo Switch is full of fantastic titles, like Zelda Tears of the Kingdom or Super Mario Odyssey and many other games, but everyone knows about them. What about all of the other games out there? There are plenty of amazing games on Nintendo Switch that go unnoticed. Hello, and welcome to Retrocade. If you want to find some of the best and most underrated games on the Switch, then let's take a look at them. Lovers in a dangerous space-time will offer you one of two things: a unique strategy wrapped in pressure, or a memorable level of social synergy. At its core, it's a cooperative multiplayer action game, where you and your friends need to operate the various controls of a rotund spacecraft, fight against space monsters, and try to stay alive. It's a tense game of strategizing and prioritizing your focus to survive a tremendously hostile environment. But when you get some friends involved, it becomes a game of teamwork. This game creates a very wholesome experience from a chaotic setting. Ape Out is a beautiful example of how not all artistic games need to be slow, dramatic, and about emotional nonsense. In this game, you control an ape as you escape from whatever cage you're kept in. Break doors, throw people out windows. Just Ape Out. Designed by Bennett Foddy, the construction paper style paired with the dynamic heavy drum backtrack take the already intense and fast-paced gameplay from a fun game and into belongs in a museum status. There's something classic about a good bullet hell game. It's fast-paced, action-packed, and non-stop engaging. Mixing that with the replayability of a roguelike, and you have one hard-to-put-down game. Enter the Gungeon does all of that, and even adds in an extra helping of humor. When your mind isn't 100% focused on survival, it's on all of the funny quips and concepts that will take you numerous playthroughs to fully experience. On the surface, Dragon Quest Builders 2 may look like trend chasing from the Dragon Quest franchise, looking to take advantage of the Minecraft-style sandbox hype. What we got was far more than we expected. An acclaimed builder, you find yourself shipwrecked on an unknown land, with your only friend being none other than Malroth himself. You do more than just collect resources and build nonsense. Your building skills are used to establish new towns, home villagers with unique abilities, and restore the natural order. It's town management, sandbox, and dramatic plot-driven RPG all in one. There's a lot more to this game than you'll expect, and all of it is good. When you want a game with wholesome vibes, then you want Spiritfarer. You play as Stella, a recently deceased girl invited to become the spiritual boatman. Your job is to sail the seas of the afterlife, finding and aiding lost spirits, helping them achieve closure so that they can move on to the great beyond. The beautiful hand-animated graphics are the perfect representative to the heartwarming and emotionally striking narrative. And all of it is driven by an enjoyable management system, where you have to collect resources, craft materials, and keep everyone happy about your ever-growing boat. There's something terribly hard to explain about what makes Powerwash Simulator so satisfying. At its core, it's a game about using a power washer to spray away thick layers of dirt and sludge from various items and locations. It'll start mundane, you'll spray down the side of a van. But with each pass of the 15-degree nozzle, seeing the ooze blast away for a shiny blue coat of paint, that sense of both immediate and delayed gratification starts to set in. And before you know it, the ding of success after getting an item 100% clean will become all you care about. You don't need to shower or go to work, you need to keep power washing. And by that point, you'll understand why this game is included to the list. Tinykin is Pikmin at home, but in many ways, there's few things better than a home-cooked meal made with love. This indie love letter to the Pikmin franchise has all of the charm of its inspiration, while still keeping a unique style and perspective. You play as Milo, a little guy as he collects his own army of the titular Tinykin. Explore a familiar world from a very small perspective, collect treasures, and take in the charming world at your own pace. It's an engaging but relaxing experience that everyone could benefit from. If you are to only own a single game, let it be Heave Ho. Arguably the most underrated game on the Nintendo Switch, this quirky Canadian platformer is one of the most entertaining social games you can find. The rules are simple. You are a head with 2 arms. Move your arms and manually grab onto surfaces to swing and climb your way to the goal without dying. Heave Ho is perfect in its simplicity. The rules are easy to understand, but far from easy to master. You'll find yourself flopping and tossing around chaotically, trying to get through the wide selection of creatively designed levels. Invite a couple of friends over and play it cooperatively. Now the chaos becomes a conduit for some extremely silly shenanigans, and far less cooperation than you usually get from a co-op game. Chants of Sennaar is definitely one of the most creative and unique. Inspired by the story of Babel, you play as a mystery person roaming a tower of stacked cities, all cut off from each other by language. Here's the catch: you don't know their language either. You need to interact with every corner of this colorful and stylized setting, learning new shapes and their meanings, eventually deciphering their language. You uncover some dramatic secrets in the process, of course. It's a fascinating puzzle mystery game with a premise that really makes our brains itch in a way games rarely can. The fact that everyone isn't shouting this game's praise from the rooftops is a tragedy. Mini-golf, one of America's greatest pastimes. But what if we threw out all of the humdrum and regulations of putting a golf ball between a windmill and opened the door for something new, something weirder? That's what the heart of What the Golf offers. Putting yourself, space rocket balls, and physics-defying perspectives, it has it all. Technically a golf game, technically a puzzle game. What the Golf is full of new and creative ways to present the sport. Each level is as humorous as it is challenging, forcing you to use what brain cells you have that aren't actively laughing over the absurdity of the moment.